If you make an initial inquiry with the Glasgow Law Practice, the initial point of contact would be from one of our solicitors within our criminal team. We try to call somebody back as quickly as we possibly can. If somebody's available when you make the call, then it'll simply be transferred to one of the criminal team and we'll speak with you immediately. We will ask the person what sort of document they've received. So have they received a citation to attend court? Is it maybe that they've been in a police station and they've been released on a bail undertaking and they have a court date in a few weeks' time? Those are the sort of initial inquiries we make. Once we ascertain what sort of hearing we'll deal with, we'll then speak to the person regarding the charge. We'll take them through the process. For example, the process of initially meeting with a solicitor. So that initial call, we'll ask somebody, do they want to come in? Or are they happy to deal with the case either via a telephone call or a video call, or would they prefer a face-to-face meeting in the office? If they do, we will provide initial advice by telephone and then book them in for their first appointment, normally within a few days of the telephone call, and really as soon as we possibly can and there's an available slot. We'll talk them through in that initial call what they can expect. So for example, we'll have a look at the charge. We'll ascertain whether the charge is something which is minor or something which is serious. If it's something more serious, we're more likely actually to ask somebody to come in immediately so that we can go over that charge with them, because we know they'll be worried, we'll know they'll be anxious. If it's something slightly less serious, so I'm thinking about, for example, a relatively minor road traffic matter, let's say that somebody's been involved in a number of months before, we might say to them, listen, we can see you in a week or two's time, or whatever it might be. But if somebody's received a document and they're worried about it, we will normally see them within a day or two. We will talk them through the process of what happens at court. We will talk through the process of whether they'll require to attend the first hearing. For example, if it's a citation and a cited case where they've received documents through the post, then normally we can deal with the first hearing without them attending. However, if they've been arrested and released on a bail undertaking, which is essentially a court date a few months or a few weeks away, then they will have to attend that hearing, and we will explain to them that we will attend with them. We'll tell them that we'll do the talking, because a lot of people are worried about having to speak, about whether they're going to be addressed by a judge, what they would say. We'll talk to them about simple things like what they wear to court, when they have to turn up, how they get to court, where the court is. We'll arrange to meet them in a particular area of the court so that they feel comfortable. These are all things that we speak about in the first call. We'll also address the issue, which is often a worry for people, around cost. We'll speak to people about legal aid if that's available, or we'll speak to people about a block fee or private fee for dealing with the case, which is normally on a fixed fee basis for a criminal case. And hopefully at the end of that 10 or 15 minute call, the person will feel a bit more relaxed about the process, try and take the worry away from them. One of the simple things we often do in a call with a person is ascertain whether the charge is something where they might lose their liberty. Because when somebody receives a citation, they don't know whether or not they're going to go to jail. And normally we're able to tell fairly quickly by looking at that initial document whether or not the charge is serious enough that the court would consider custody. We can never give people 110% guarantee, but we can tend to take the sting out of things slightly for people at that initial stage, and that tends to be people's biggest worry when they make that initial call, is what's actually going to happen to me, what's the outcome going to be, and we hope that by the end of the call they feel a lot better than they did when they made the initial call.